Hello and welcome. We know we're getting very few viewers at the moment because the Free League channel are doing a thing on the One Ring, catching up on our excellent book club on the One Ring that we did last week and 2 weeks ago, which were far superior discussions, I'm sure, even if they didn't have the creators involved. Welcome, though, one and all, especially you, Bruce. I see you've commented here, and you'll be you've commented here at 8:20. That's intriguing. Oh, the 24. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You came on here and now you've gone off to watch everybody else. But we've got 3 viewers. Welcome, 3 viewers. We are very pleased to see you. And we are on part 3 of the Fire of the Icons. Do you want to say something, Dave?
No, I was just going to say, obviously, as we keep track of kind of what's going on Facebook, we've got 1 viewer, and that's probably me.
Thank you.
Anyway,
thank you.
So not on Facebook, on YouTube.
YouTube.
But yeah.
Well, we've got 4 viewers by my count, but
we
one of those
now.
will be you. Yeah. So anyway, welcome. We are on part 3 of Fire of the Icons. I'm not going to make you go over what happened before. Hello, Mohammed. Nice to see you in the chat.
You could make us go over what happened before because I don't remember.
Well, what I thought I might do is
make Dave go over what happened before.
No.
I'd cut to the chase and say that we left you having just landed from the sort of barge that was going up the river from what we call
yes,
the local den of scum and villainy.
Mos Eisley.
Yeah, and they had kind of introduced you to the crowd there and said that you were a couple of merchants. And surprisingly, even though they didn't try terribly hard to convince people that you were honest merchants, people have taken that on board. So now over to you, Tony. What did you actually plan to do here?
Last
week? Well, you did an awful lot of planning last week, so I'm hoping that you've got a good idea what you're going to do here. Now you're stranded in a village with absolutely no means of escape except for walking out.
So how much
licking about?
Yeah. How much of our rice and our spider side did we sell? Did we sell all of it? Did we keep some spider side?
I can't remember. Make notes. Surely you made notes.
I have notes. I've got notes of the expenses. I think we did sell it, didn't we? Because we had no use for it.
Yeah. Because this, it turns out, is quite a prosperous village with local knowledge. It's not what they said when you were kind of researching it on the bulletin, which is the equivalent of the...
Did we buy anything to sell in the village with any of that money? So
no, you didn't.
They wanted jewelry and icons. We didn't. Did we not buy anything?
Yeah, I think you had a plan. Did we just
bring money, thinking that we might try and just buy some silk with cash?
I think you decided you might try and buy some silk. I think you may, at the recommendation of either Mohammed or Bruce. I seem to remember in the comments. You did wonder whether you could sell them some your carved thigh bone from.
Well, I think we might come and say this is a sample of what we can provide, rather than just try and sell it. Hello, I've got a bone. Do you want to buy it? Be like, here you go. Have a finger of our Lord Jesus Christ. I can get them to you in boxes of 10.
Now I can't entirely remember. But I think you'd also asked about who was the most approachable person from the committee. I've got a vague idea.
So I think we learned that we would probably need to go and speak to the boss guy, Bazira al-Saraf, who was the Miriam scientist who came with the ship in the first place.
Yeah,
and we were going to we'll get introduced to him, and we probably should talk to him out of courtesy.
Okay, I've got a vague idea. I might have mentioned the judge, Panud Lel, but that may be purely my imagination as well.
Well, you did mention the 3 local clans that kind of lived in the village, one of which was the Lel clan.
Yeah, so there were so
individuals within.
What you discovered is there was a ship that came from Mirror.
Yeah.
And they have gathered a village of members of each of the 3 local clans from this area, the Meng Delta, who have kind of been fighting each other, but apparently everybody lives very well together in the village.
Yes, and I think Mohammed is right. I think Bazira al-Sarif was a woman rather than a man.
Yes, I believe there was a typo in here that we had long conversations about her
a long
man,
and interesting, exciting conversation about her gender.
Married to another man who had a child, but no, I think she is a woman married to a man called Elam Wasima, and their child is Pew.
Do they have a lot of children? Pew, Barney
McGrew,
Albert, Dibble and Grub.
No, I think they've only got the one teenage daughter, Pew.
They got some work to do then before they can get the whole team.
Yeah.
So what was the husband called again?
Husband was Elam Wasima.
Elam Wasima. And I'm not going to forget Pew as the name of the kid. Okay.
Pew, P-I-U.
And I think this is what we were being told by our master on the boat, wasn't it?
The boat we were coming up.
Yes. The Bargee gave you his local knowledge.
Yeah.
Although then when he twigged that you were possibly planning to crash on his trade, he kind of got a little bit less friendly. Not unfriendly, but suddenly thought he might be giving away trade secrets when you got what you were at, which is kind of good because your cover as traders has obviously worked for him. And even though he's kind of reluctant to introduce you as such to the villagers, he seems to convince them because he was himself convinced.
Yes. Okay. What time of day are we arriving? Is it appropriate for us to go straight and try and find Bazira al-Saraf?
I think we were saying it was arriving in the evening. It took the day to get here.
Right.
So, I mean, it's up to you whether you want to try and do that. Let me show you a plan of the village by sharing my screen and calling up a window. And that's the window. And share that. So are you seeing that?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Now, I have obviously taken the key away from here, but you are landing kind of here. And already, he's not planning on leaving until the morning, but already the boat is being loaded up with rice and silk and stuff that he is going to take further upriver. He's come from here, and he's going up this way, or up this way, but I think probably going up this way.
So he's not our ride home then, not straight away anyway.
Not straight away. No, you will be. He will be leaving you here unless you can resolve everything by tomorrow morning, and going upriver, Sam.
Is he coming back this way?
Oh yeah, eventually he'll be coming back this way. Yeah.
When I'll ask him when is he going to be returning here? If we wanted to join up with him for the return trip back to the city.
4 days.
Okay. Are there other boats here? Other traders?
Oh no, there's kind of one a segment, and this is it.
Right. Okay. So we're here for 4 days. If we want to wait for him to take us back.
It's not like a bustling hub of trading. Then it's just now and then a boat comes through to trade.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Do we get a sense of, as we're coming in from the right-hand side of the map, so you've got loading docks on the left, do we get a sense of what the buildings are beyond that, and on the right-hand side, that big building?
Sorry, just talk to me about where we're looking on the map. Shall I zoom in for you?
No, it's okay. Just the right-hand side of the river, where we're coming in from the right to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to this big building. If you go right with your cursor, that building just above your cursor.
That one there?
No, the one
this one here.
Right. That one there, yes.
What is that? And also, what is S7 as well? What are these guards? Or they
right. I'm only going to be able to tell you what S7 is.
Because if it hasn't got a number on it, it's not very relevant.
It hasn't got a number on it. It's a building.
Okay. I'm going to have a really good look at irrelevant building on the right as we go past. I think I want to have a really close look at that.
We should ask we dropped off there and go and explore that building.
Okay, S7, on the other hand, it's got a couple of smoking chimneys coming out of it, and there is a smell of cooking rice coming out of there.
Okay. Is it like a big factory then, obviously?
Yeah.
Right.
But what it's producing, you're not entirely sure.
I guess the big smell of rice might give us a clue.
Yep, it's the Ambrosia creamed rice factory. You always wondered where that stuff came from?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Now, make a culture roll, Tony.
Can I give him a die of help?
I'm sure you can. Go on. Go ahead as you discuss. Stand on the thing and look across at that building and say, what do you think that is?
I have one success of an idea of what that is.
One success, even with a die of help. Okay. Well, you don't know, but you wonder whether it is a still producing something like sake. Whatever they call it. A rice liquor.
Right. Cool.
Last time, of course, we revealed that that the village was based around a ship, which I am currently with my cursor outlining for you here.
Yep.
So, and you said, was there any activity on that ship? Were there any lights on that ship? And I said, yes, there were.
Yes, there were. Is that ship? By the way, it's kind of just sort of sitting. Does it look like it crash landed in the river?
No, I think it landed on an island. Let me just check. Okay. Sure, I read about it somewhere. I think it just landed. Found a spaceship. No, I think that was a controlled landing in the middle of what's called the Myu Valley, MYU Valley, with these two sides up here. So I think on an island in the Myu Valley, but it has not moved since.
And this was some years ago.
Many years ago, I read.
Yeah. About 10 Coriolis cycles ago, it landed. The ship looks older. It's one of those... old ships from before the Portal Wars.
Is it obviously a Mirren design?
No, not obviously Mirren. You've got technology, haven't you? I'll let you make a technology roll, given you're a ship's engineer. Oh no, you're not. Your other character's a ship's engineer, but
no. Well, he's quite good at technology, so I can be an engineer. You don't have technology, do you, Tone?
I don't have any technology, no.
We can't say, look at those guide veins. And that's just like, No, okay. I got one success on that roll.
Okay. Well, you think it's heavily modified, but you'd say from its shape, Mirren ships are famously beautiful.
Elegant, yeah.
And this isn't quite. So although you can see some attachments that are Mirren on it, you think it may have come from the Kura system, from the Darkos yards.
Okay. And this particular design, is it a very common one from back in the day?
Yeah, I'd say so. You might argue it's an old light freighter.
Right.
Fireflies are all over the place. Can you not see the pods on either side?
I can see the pods, yeah.
And I guess this might be the rear end with a big glowing ball. No, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like an old freighter.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, but it's been modified for other purposes.
Right, yeah. Okay, cool.
what actually is our plan then, Oshian? We can go and talk to these scientists, but we're not going to just stroll up and say, "Oh, are you Nazarene sacrifice?" Are we?
Aren't we?
Well, maybe we are. Maybe that is the
plan. We need to find these other people, or at least find a way of identifying them. At least, did we have images of them?
No, I think you only got names.
Right. Did we have names and any other information that was relevant, like what jobs they're doing?
Well,
we did have quite a bit of information about them.
I think I might have given you quite a bit of information. I think I might have actually copied and pasted the wrong table and given you too much information. So
Okay.
I'm inclined to say that whatever notes you took from it, you can remember.
Have you deleted it off Discord yet?
I have not deleted it on Discord now.
Okay, good.
So I didn't make any notes based on it because I thought, oh, it's on Discord. I'll just look it up on there.
No, precisely.
Who can get to Discord first and delete it? I've turned off Discord in case it disrupts our.
You changed? You've done a new one, haven't you? For just me and Tone.
Yes.
Got nothing on there except links to StreamYard.
No, just the links. I think it went in the main Coriolis server.
It
did. Welcome, viewers, to the players looking something up rather than me. And the sad thing is, I've got nobody else to talk to, so I'll talk to you.
It means you've got a cover, mate. Okay, I found it. So Bazira al-Sharaf is actually
Commander Catfish John is doing very well here,
though. Well, yeah, probably. Yes. So have you found it yet, Tone?
Yes.
So Bazira al-Sharaf is the first person on the list.
Yep. And her husband, Elam Wasima.
Oh, Will, you'll have to tell us what a restream bot is. I have no idea what that means. So I'm just talking. You guys sort out whatever you're looking up. Tell me when you're ready. I'm just chatting with my mates here.
Well, actually, going to Bazira al-Sharaf as if we were just traders is probably an entirely sensible thing for us to do, seeing he is apparently she is one of the cell.
Yes.
And Elam is a cell, part of the cell. Turan Matush, police master. Nor any Uanu. The villagers avoid Nor and whisper about her dark desires. Okay. Surely she's somebody we could kidnap.
I think I'm meant to have been, role playing all that shit. But just take it as a gift of Samish Alim.
Isabelita did warn us off trying to kidnap any of these people.
I know. But, I didn't always do everything my sister told me. 1, 2,
you very
3,
rarely
4, 5,
did anything.
6, 7, 8. No, that's true. So there's 8 of them. So that's 4 each.
What to kidnap?
Yeah, or kill. So I think our best bet is to go and size up Bazira
as a first option, yeah.
Because that would be what we would do if we were traders as well. And seeing she is on our list of bad guys, then that makes sense. We can stay in cover and assess what we think she's like. Or you can do all the talking because I'm not very good at it, and I'm here as you're the trader. I'm your bodyguard. So Matthew, I think we are going to go and see if we can speak to Bazira al-Sharaf.
And where are you heading to do that?
Well, didn't we ask the stevedore or the boatman where to go to find? I think we mentioned that at the end of the last episode.
Well, this is the conversation I'm vaguely remembering, and So, what do you think his reply was, Tony, who remembers all things?
What about where we would find Basira al Saraf? Probably on the ship somewhere. I don't really remember, if I'm brutally honest.
You see, I've got half a conversation saying he directed you to Panud Lel. But maybe I'm just remembering. You can we'll retcon it. That's fine. Or we'll just decide you were asking about that. So let me just find out. Yes, so he does point to the ship basically, and say the founders' living quarters are all in there.
Excellent, thank you. I'm wondering if we go in there offering to bring Zelosian icons, such as this leg bone or whatever it else we've got, is that going to go down well with these guys?
Zelosian relics, really.
Yeah.
Possibly not, but then maybe that's a way to kind of see if we can gauge a reaction or get a reaction from them.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not going to go down terribly well, at least you're going to look like idiots and not spies.
Yeah, I don't think we got too much trouble.
No, I was about to say
the former, frankly. Right. Okay, fine. I'm happy to go with that. We've got not much to lose, I guess, except our lives.
Our lives.
But then if we both get killed, we get Monday nights back. So it's great. So win-win.
Sorry, I should have mentioned this before the stream. But I was wondering whether if you do get killed, we might take a short break anyway. I'm only saying that I've been thinking about that because this is a scenario in which you might get killed.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, fine. Yeah, let's does the ship look reasonably active at this time of the evening?
In terms of light? So this ship,
are there people going in and out? Is it busy, or does it look like it's locked down for the night?
It doesn't look like it's locked down for the night. No, there are people going in and out. There are. You saw from the picture we showed last week. Do we want to go back to that one?
Yes, that's a good idea.
How do I go back to that one? Do I have to stop sharing and then
probably
share again?
Yeah.
Probably.
Unless you've got it kind of in a cycle.
No, I haven't actually, because this window has been open since last week. Are you seeing it now?
Yep.
So as you can see, you're kind of down here in this area at the moment. The ship has been built on, and there are people living all around this, as well as you can see lights on the inside as well.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks pretty busy. It's early evening. It's not too late.
Shall we? Well, we've only got 4 days before our journey back. We've got some trade to do, so nothing to stop us going straight in, I guess.
No, let's do it.
Very well. Hold on. So as you get into oh God, I've got to go back to this one now.
Share, don't share. Share, don't share.
Let me just see. You have to share screen window. I ought to have. No, that one. Here we go. You're seeing that now?
Yep.
So let's come back here and zoom in on here. So this is a sort of market square, and there are young people saying children effectively displaying rolls of silk and say, "You look wealthy. Look at this silk. It's the finest silk in the village. The factory silk is good, but this is handmade, hand woven, best silk there is." And you go and you sort of negotiate through this. Can I have an observation roll from the person who's least good at observation?
That'll be tone, I think.
Yeah, 6 observation.
Can he have a die of help from me?
I think he can, because you'd be looking out for him.
Does he get 2 extra dice if it's a surprise attack we're looking for?
It's not a surprise attack.
1 success.
1 success. You have to bat people away, and there's slightly, here is a roll of silk being offered to you, and here is a hand reaching for your pockets underneath.
Yeah.
But you're too wise for this. You've grown up on the market squares of Coriolis, and so you just keep your distance from them and give them hard stares, and you get through to the bottom here.
Draw my Vulcan carbine and blow away the fucker.
Blow the fucker away.
Is that what you'd like to do?
No, it isn't.
Right,
Are you sure?
It's what I'd like to do.
It's what I'd like to do.
It's not what I'm going to do.
Full auto. Yes.
Right.
So who's around in this market square then? So if there's only like one boat that comes up here, segment trading. Who are they selling to?
What I'd like you to imagine is a Star Trek The Next Generation market square scene where there's obviously quite a small studio. Obviously, there's a central plaza with some either fountain or probably the same fountain that you saw in a previous set a couple of weeks ago, but this time it's got a tree in the middle as opposed to a fountain.
Yeah.
And you've got a bunch of people in brightly coloured clothes wandering around, miming doing business with each other.
Okay, got that now.
But they're all local.
Are they all scantily clad and all look like perfect examples?
No, it isn't that episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which everybody frowns upon nowadays. Both sexist and racist. No. This is like the square out of The Inner Light or something like that.
Okay.
The Inner Light, by the way, being the one where Captain Picard lives a whole lifetime
with his
and
flute.
learns how to play the flute.
Yeah. It's a good episode, that one.
Good episode. Yeah, that's why I bring it up, right? Because you were going down a path I just didn't want to go with my. This is Next Generation. There are hardly any scantily clad people in Next Generation.
Well, there was a few, but not many. No.
Yeah. And Riker only sleeps with a few of them, not the woman in every single episode. Moving on.
It was good of him to be restrained, I guess, unlike Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, moving swiftly on.
Going through the village there, you then come to this sort of thing. And this bit here is like staircases and platforms. And you are working out that you're going towards an airlock somewhere behind where my cursor... Oh, no.
Your cursor isn't showing.
You're going to, an airlock somewhere up here, but there's a whole bunch of kind of shantytown
stairways and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And you head into that.
I'm going to keep my eyes open for anyone taking a untoward interest in us. Are we the only people here who look like out-of-towners?
Pretty much the only people here who look like out-of-towners.
Are we drawing a lot of attention as a result, or do they just not give a shit, really?
They're not particularly giving a shit. You know how they look in Star Trek? They're talking to each other quietly, miming business.
Fine. Okay.
Now I'm going to stop sharing this and start showing another thing. There we go. So, I have to find the key for that one. It's not the same key. Where's it gone? There it is. Okay, so here there are a couple of guards, sort of. You can get into the old airlock through here, but then to get into this next big chamber, there are a couple of guards on the door, and they stop you and they say, "Sorry, the court is in session. Do you have business here?"
We certainly hope we have business here. We're traders new in town. We were hoping to meet with Basira Al-Saraf. to discuss.
Pay our respects.
Pay our respects, and hopefully discuss the mutually beneficial trade that we can bring to your town.
Okay. These are locals. They're wearing pretty much the same clothes as everybody else. They're not particularly advanced in terms of, they're not looking like fascist policemen or anything, but that is obviously their role. And they say,
are they out of interest? Are they armored and are they carrying weapons?
They've got a bit of armor, and yes, they're carrying weapons. And the weapons they are carrying are, I believe, let me just check this, Vulcan carbines.
Okay.
And they have a kind of badge on them that marks them out in Tony, make a culture roll to see if you can understand the local language here.
Have a dice off me, Tone.
I don't think you can have the dice off.
No, okay.
Dave, because you're not talking about them in front of. I imagine you're not saying, "What does that badge say?" Do you think, in front of the guards?
I get one success then.
One success. Well, you're not sure you've got the grammar right, but it seems to be called the guard at home.
That otherwise known as the home guard.
Yeah, you probably didn't get the grammar right, did you?
You think you are kidding, Mr. Whatever that's right.
I briefly thought it was going to be called Dad Zabi, but I decided against it. We've referenced too many old television programs already for our mainly young audience. That even Bruce has joined us.
Yes, could I ask one of the guards what his name is? The one says, "Don't tell him, Pike."
Yeah, exactly. They don't like it up them.
Shall we move on? Anyway, they're saying
we can quickly get into very racist kind of.
Yeah, let's move on quickly before we get to
racist stuff that was appropriate saying, 60 years ago, or not, as the case may be. Anyway, sorry.
They're saying this is they're saying Basira al-Sarif is not in the council chambers at the moment. Do you have an appointment to see her?
No, we don't.
We've only just arrived in town, and our first desire was to pay respect to the leader of the settlement here. But obviously, can
we make an appointment?
Well, yes, but not with me. I'm just a guard. In the end, they say, I direct you to up a kind of corridor that goes along here. And they say, you'll find Alam Wasima there. He will, he is probably the best person to tell you about Basira al-Sarif's diary and when she can see you.
Thank you. This is very impressive setup you have here. Is this ship just sort of administration, or do people live in here?
Yes, people live here as well. Are you new here? This is your first time?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm a bit of a connoisseur of beautiful old ship designs, and this is a wonderful design from many years ago.
It's funny because you look like you're just his bodyguard, but
I am just his bodyguard. But I'm more than a bodyguard.
No, you're more than a bodyguard to me.
You're bodyguard and lover.
I'm also an engineer. There's many sides to me. Don't just look at me and see a man who would like to go full auto. See a man with a softer side. No, I'm an engineer as well as this man's bodyguard for now. We take many jobs, don't we, to get by in the Third Horizon these days?
Yes. There has been no full auto, Bruce. I just you mentioned it, so I thought it was worth showing. There's been no full auto. Nobody's died. Tony did plan to go full auto on a beggar, but
no, I didn't plan to.
It just kind of happened, didn't it? No, it didn't.
So are you heading in the direction they say?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, I just have to find.
How big is this ship on the inside? Kind of how? It looks pretty
big.
big.
It's a lot bigger on the inside than the outside.
Is it like the TARDIS?
Because it's a TARDIS. It's about the same amount of volume on the inside as it was on the outside. Do you want to have a look at the picture again?
No, it's fine. Carry on.
But obviously, because there was at least, I don't know whether there still is, but there was a bunch of machinery in there. So the spaces on the inside are might smaller than they would be if you just imagined that it was an eggshell.
Stop being patronising, Matt. Does it feel to me like it's a working ship?
No, I don't think it does. Although, I mean, certain things are working. You can hear a hum of some sort of power source. The lights are on. And in fact, as you near this part of the ship, I just lost the description. It's annoying. You start noticing that the corridors are lined with hydroponics, and there are lights, and there's plants growing up here. There are then a kind of a stretch of sort of fish tanks. Some have got fish in, obviously. Some of them haven't got water. They've got a sort of rock environment, and they've got little lizards in looking at you as you walk past and putting their tongue out at you. And that more and more of that happens as you get into that area. So I can't find the description. Where's it gone?
So is it looking like we're moving into a bit of a zoo kind of area, or is this
like
a food kind of thing? Are they mass producing these lizards? Do they look like there's a lot of them?
Well, they're breeding them, but you feel the whole thing is there are different strains of rice in these hydroponic tanks and things like that. And the whole thing you feel has been kind of converted into a sort of laboratory.
Science lab. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you realize that this is what is taking a lot of the power, as it were. All these lights in here are what that hum is generating, the light to light all these things.
Do I get a sense that is the ship's generator doing this, or is this something different?
I think you think it's probably the ship's reactor, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And from my knowledge and experience and expertise, does the internal layout of this look like it's been changed significantly from what I would expect?
Well, you only got the one success, didn't you? So you'd expect this to be a freighter, and yes, freighters generally don't have corridors that work as labs, so it's been significantly changed.
Right, okay, yeah.
Both before arriving here, you think, and
right
since.
Did we have any clues as to why they came here in the first place?
I don't think you did. I think the captain told you that they cured an area of the terrible blight that was affecting this part of the planet, and they started growing stuff.
Mm.
So I think the way you've heard about it from the captain, you'd imagine the scientists wanting to give this a go.
Yeah. From Mirror,
yeah. And ahead of you, in the end, you see a middle-aged man, obviously a Mirren, working with a pipette, methodically putting samples in a row of test tubes.
Are we being escorted up here, or did we just get?
No,
sent?
you got sent over here. Right. The guards were guarding the council chamber.
Right. So
So it's the corridor long enough that we've been out of sight of anyone else while we've been going along it.
Yeah, I think so. You may have seen other people tending the plants, but nobody particularly took any notice of you.
I'm just thinking, can we have had a quiet conversation about? Can we remember anything from 10 years ago from Mirror about people being cast out for any reason?
You can have this conversation as you go. I guess it would be a cultural, Tony, with one.
Die of help.
Yep.
Because again, it's just why come here as a scientific outpost if these guys are bad guys, like we suggest think there might be.
I get 1 success.
Did you want to push that, or is that?
I wouldn't push it if I were you, because you're not going to find anything else out.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
no,
I won't push it then.
You don't remember particularly a sect or anything being cast out of Mirror. I mean, Mirror is full of sects. That is part of the nature of being the birthplace of the
Church of the Icons.
Church of the Icons. Yeah, these guys might have fallen out with anyone, but no, there was nothing you remember from 10 years ago about a particular set getting banished. And it feels right. The Mirrans are trying to make life better. They were meeting with the Order of the Martyr.
Pariah. Yeah. Okay. Are we to assume that this person that we've seen is Ilam Wasima?
Well, you may assume. You may be totally wrong. It's a middle-aged Mirran.
Should we introduce ourselves to the middle-aged?
He doesn't have a big thing on his back saying Ilam Wasima. NPC number 2 or anything. Neither does he have sort of a spinning diamond above his head or question mark. He is simply a middle-aged man.
He's not a quest giver, though. He's a quest target. So we have to kill him and go back to the person with the thing over his head. Hand the quest in. Anyway,
we should go up to him and say, would you be Ilam Wasima by any chance?
Just to throw you off a little bit, I'm going to spend 2 darkness points. Your tabula pings as though you've got a new message. You can ignore it, but I'm just telling you that's just happened as you start talking to him.
Because as I start talking to him.
As you started talking to him.
Okay, I'm going to ignore it for now then, because that would just be rude to go and start talking to him and then just take a message.
Bear with me. For
now, I'm going to ignore it and carry on talking to this gentleman.
You could always hand it to your functionary to deal with whilst you're talking to him.
Is that what you're saying, Dave?
I'll leave it for a minute.
Player to player.
Tony, carry on.
Look at it in a minute.
You were about to say something, and I interrupted you.
I was.
You were.
I'll just ask this. Yes,
you started talking, and I then interrupted you with a ping.
Yes, you did. I was just going to ask this gentleman if he was Ilam Wasima.
Yes. He looks you up and down, recognizing straight away you're not dressed in the fine silks, colourful silks as everyone in the village is dressed as. You must be from out of town. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. You have me at a distinct disadvantage.
I'm Yaqub Nassar. This is my associate Oshian Ispartha. We're in town to hopefully establish a long and mutually beneficial trading relationship.
Oh, excellent. But forgive me, you don't look as though you're from the Meng Valley at all.
No, we're not. We're from the Coor system, in fact, as it happens.
Coor system.
Yes.
Trading relationship with Coor. That's what, 2 jumps away at least. 2 portals, I should say.
2 jumps.
Jumps? What is that? Where are we playing? Traveler? Well, we are honoured. We are honoured. Where in the village are you staying?
We haven't sorted that. We've literally come straight here from arriving in the village, so we haven't arranged any accommodation yet. Perhaps you could recommend somewhere for us.
The accommodation here in the village is modest, as we don't have all that many guests, and they often come by barge and stay on their barge. But there is a place I can recommend. A widow who takes in guests to support her. She's quite old and infirm. Let me He picks up a pad.
I'm observing him while he's talking, just to see if I could pick up any cues or anything that seems out of place, or obviously because we suspect him of being.
Okay, do you want to make your manipulation roll for that one?
Observation, presumably.
Observation roll. I mean, yes.
Because I don't want to make a manipulation roll ever if I can avoid it. That's 7 dice. Is it worth pushing at this stage, do you think, Tone?
Well, I don't know. It might be. We need to get kind of some clues that there's.
We do, don't we? So the last time
last
time I prayed to. I can't remember, but I suspect the gambler it was the last time I prayed.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it was.
What does the gambler give me? Is that observation, gambler?
You're making me look at that book now.
It is the gambler, yeah. So I will push.
Okay.
And I'll get my bonus 2 dice, is it?
2 dice, because you did it in a chapel.
Yep.
I will take a
darkness
point. That will come into use later.
Okay, I now have 4 successes. That's a lot better.
Well, you don't see any malicious intent in what he said so far.
Well, nothing that seems out of place, or
no. He's genuinely willing to help you. He sketches out, and I'll point to one of the empty buildings on the map as being this guest house when we come back to that.
Is this going to be another one of those scenarios, Tone, where we come along here with the full intention of interrogating, killing, and then we like them, and then so we set up house with them or something? Okay,
probably, because we do basically just throw a lot in with the last people we spoke to.
We are quite gullible, aren't we? I guess it's the word to use. Oh yeah, is that what it is? Okay, we'll listen to that then. Yeah. Okay.
So I'll say to you, Lam, we're led to believe that Bazira al-Sharaf was the person we would need to talk to
start negotiations.
Well, my wife, you mean? I see. Yes.
Your wife.
Is it possible to make an appointment to see her tomorrow?
I just want to make an observation roll to see you're obviously fake. In fact, you know what? I'm bloody gonna do it. Luckily for you, he doesn't have observation. Is that a wits-based skill or?
It is. Yeah, it's wits.
Yeah. Wits.
Okay, he does have quite good wits, though. So we'll just see whether he notices.
Okay, can I have an observation roll to notice him noticing?
No.
Why not?
I will allow Tony to make a manipulation roll to see how convincingly you acted surprised that by chance he's your wife. She's his wife.
1 success. Do you think I need to push this one, Dave?
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah, why not? We don't want to fuck it up before you even started.
I'll have a dice point then, and I'll get one more success, so it's 2 successes then.
Right, yeah. He notices something a little bit odd in your tone of voice, but then thinks nothing of it when you say surprise. And he says, yes, we've been... I'm
not going to roleplay these conversations anymore because it just gets me into trouble.
We've been married for some time.
Ooh, have you?
Got any children?
Since before we came here, he says. Yes. Well, I'm not really her social secretary. I concentrate on my experiments here.
Of course. My apologies, but yeah.
Well, we
did point us in your direction when we asked.
Oh, well, we are a community of friendly, helpful people, so I'm not surprised they pointed you out to me. Yes. Let me think now. We would like some family time this evening, but maybe you would join us for breakfast tomorrow morning?
Would be absolutely delighted to. It's a very generous offer. Thank you.
Very well. And he points out, he gives you directions to his living quarters, which is kind of somewhere around here.
I can't see it, Matt.
Oh,
you need to
which is
Matt.
somewhere round here?
No, still can't see it.
Is it in the ship?
Yes.
Okay.
Which number?
Which number is it near?
Here.
S3.
You could have just said it's near S3.
Yes. Yeah. I could have done.
That would have been too easy, wouldn't it? Yep. Okay. Yeah, cool. What time would be an appropriate
Well, obviously, we don't have an alternative for the 24-hour clock that was first invented on old Al-Ada, even though it bears very little resemblance to the rotations and orbits.
True.
But shall we say 8 o'clock?
Let's synchronize watches and then... Okay. We agree a time, anyway.
Yes. I feel it should be something like the beginning of the second watch.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I'm going to have to do an alternative to the extension to the calendar that's all about hours of the day.
Time of the day,
yeah.
Anyone with any sense doing the calendar would have done time at the same time, you'd have thought, wouldn't you?
Well, did you do a calendar?
No, because you got there first.
Well, fuck off.
Well, the artwork's good on the calendar, at least.
Yes. I don't know whether John's watching, so
I'm not sure that he is, but
probably been watching the Free League channel discussing.
Oh, stop! Let it go, Matt. Let it go. It's fine. You know, it's burning inside you, isn't it? It's like a sucking chest wound.
It is. Competitors taking our audience away. Thank you very much to the audience who arrived, of course.
Exactly.
You're loyal. Even you, Pete.
Matt, let's just get on with the game, shall we?
Yeah.
Come on.
Let's move on.
We'll take his directions to that old lady's B&B.
What was her name? What was
Although we only want the B. We don't want the second B, do we? Because we're getting.
No, we can explain that when we get there. Who was it? Did he give us a name?
Will you roll a D66 for me and I'll give you a name?
That's fine. I was just wondering if it was one of the people off our list.
Roll a D66.
14, Matt.
14. Widow Shahidi.
Widow Shahidi.
Yeah.
Carl, make sure to note her down. She's obviously important, Tone.
Yeah. We should interrogate her tonight.
Getting a bit of practice.
She obviously knows something.
Yeah, if she doesn't talk, I'll just shoot her hands off. Hurry up, Matt. Move the game on.
Yeah, anyway, we go
and
negotiate a room for the night.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering whether this might be a good time. Yeah, I'm going to do this. Right. So as you walk out the way you came, going past this area here where you were stopped from going into the council chamber.
Okay.
I mean, S2. Can't see cursor, but it was near S2, yeah?
Yeah. This area here. Let's see out there. There's a little bit of a commotion going on there as you go past. And then you're kind of followed out of the
commotion is inside the ship or outside?
Yeah, a little. Yeah, in this room. In this room here.
Oh, in the room.
Yeah, and then you're followed out by somebody who, again, is dressed in lovely silks, but seems to have a sort of gown of authority of some sort. And you'll notice as you're descending the stairs to go back to the main square, this person is climbing a set of stairs, and there's a kind of tower, a sort of pulpit or a mezzanine tower, and he calls out and he says, in a sort of official way, let it be known that Arib Subedar has been found guilty and is to be banished.
Arib Subedar.
Arib Subedar.
Okay. Have we heard that name before?
I'm not sure.
It's not on the list.
He will be banished from the village and is handed over into the hands of Toran Matouche until his banishment tomorrow morning. Anybody who wishes to have final words with him, attend the house of the Home Guard, and you will find him in jail there. And the announcement is made. He says it probably twice, and then comes back down. And you noticed as you were going that people did stop to listen to these announcements. He wasn't just speaking into the ether.
If we stop where we are to listen, does he walk back past us?
Yeah, he goes back. Well, not past you, no. He goes back into the.
So I mean, is he walking quite close to us? So it wouldn't be unusual if I wanted to just step across to him and respectfully ask him a question.
You've gone downstairs as he went up, so you'd have to.
Okay.
You'd have to go and chase him.
Were there people next to us listening to this? Sort of like in the crowd, sort of close to us?
Not particularly. There are people, you will be getting down to the ground level, and there were people down there listening.
Can I, as we're going down, if I'm passing someone who's listening, when he finishes, can I say to the guy, the person, whoever it may be, just, please excuse me, I'm new here, but do we know what is this miscreant? What was his crime?
Well, it sounds he was found guilty. He was accused of trying to rob somebody and killing them in the process.
Murder. Who was the poor victim?
Now you're going to make me go to the random name generator now, aren't you?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, we thought there might be, it could have been someone significant.
Alina Kalaf.
Poor Alina. And banishment is the punishment for such a heinous crime.
Yeah, that seems quite
lenient for murder and theft, isn't it?
Have you been out into the Valley of Death?
Oh, he's banished into the Valley of Death.
Valley of Death. Okay,
not banished to the local city where he can then
put a different complexion.
The water is rotten. There's nothing to eat. The only life there is are these terrible spiders. It's not lenient.
Is this effectively a death sentence for him?
No, we don't have a death sentence in this village.
Is he likely to survive his punishment? I guess is a.
We shall see. He's banished. We don't care. He's not allowed here in the village anymore.
He's never allowed back.
People travel on foot through those lands. He may succeed.
But it's clearly fraught with danger and possibly mortal danger.
Yes. It is not a lenient punishment.
No, I'm understanding that now. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be in this wonderful little town. Thank you.
Well, if you're new here, let me say, take boat in or out, and do not go for a walk out beyond where the ground hereabouts is good. We call it the remediated area. Go beyond the remediated area, and newcomers like you will likely suffer terribly.
Thank you very much for your warning.
We'll try and not to do that then.
We will not do that.
But we don't put people to death in this village.
It's a very
we have the mercy of the icons.
Wise, very wise. So I'm wondering, Dave, because this person has been taken to Toran Matouche, who is on our list, I was just thinking, as a adherent of the Lady of Tears, and this person is going out into what is potentially mortal danger, whether I, as a person not familiar with this place, almost like a good Samaritan, could go and say, can I possibly bring the Lady of the Tears blessing to this man who is now facing his just and terrifying punishment? But and then that gives you a chance to talk to Toran Matouche.
Yes, that's definitely worth doing.
What, tonight or tomorrow morning?
I think now, I guess, if this guy's been taken there. Can I... Yeah, so the last thing I'll say to this person is, can I... this person, this convict is going to be held, did I hear correctly, by Toran Matouche?
Yes.
Is he the sort of the sheriff or the law here?
Yes, indeed he is. He is also our administrator of trade, but he's
administrator of trade,
commander of the Home Guard militia. Where might I possibly find Officer Matouche?
And he points you to the other end of the village. Let me bring up that map again. So, give me a moment. Oh, God. Give me a moment. And now gone too far. He points you, you're over here, basically. And he points you all the way up that end of the village. He says the barracks is over there. That is where he'll be taken today. S8.
Thank you very much for your kind words and the welcome you've given us strangers in your town. Thank you so much. Should we give that a go then, Tone?
Yeah. So are these islands though? Is there a way to
effectively? But it's very shallow here. So these are kind of reed beds down here, and there are boardwalks between here, and there are sort of bridges over these bits where it says floodgates.
So we can walk to where.
So you can walk there. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
Cool.
Just saying as well, where is Widow What's-It's going to be? I'm going to book Widow Thingamybob's house up here. Can you see it?
Yep. Widow What's-It and Widow Thingymabob.
No, it's the same person.
Widow Shahidi.
They're not two widows. Yeah, Shahidi.
And can we walk across, if we go to S8, can we walk across from the loading docks to its right directly towards their...
No, I think you'd have to go over that. There's probably a bridge over these floodgates here, and then you have to go around.
Okay, fine.
So eventually a labourer not in fine clothes, in a sort of prison drab, comes out of here with 4 armed home guard, and he gets marched through the streets here with some people jeering him and off up towards S8.
Okay. I guess follow at a respectful distance. Is one of those 4 obviously in command?
None. Well, yes, probably, but you don't think any of them are the captain.
Right. Okay.
So let's follow, but in a way that makes it clear that we're not sneaking along behind them to try and spring this guy.
No, exactly.
How exactly is that following but not sneaking along behind him?
Well, I think it's just strolling at a respectful distance.
Yes, not trying to be hidden at all.
Okay, so
not being too close.
Right. Yes, I gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you follow them that way. Your feet get wet because there are sometimes everybody just splashes through the low paddy, and you go this way around the island here because this is quite a tall peak up here, and then across over here, and then there's a sort of drawbridge that lets boats go in and out here that has to be lowered, and eventually they take him here. And I'm sure I could probably give you a bit of a description of that place. Maybe not.
Tone, you might need to do the talking and convince them that me, as a devout adherent of the Lady of Tears, would like to spend some time just easing this man's passage to the next part of his life, which may well lead him to
the last part of his life.
Yeah, exactly. And respectfully suggesting that although we're out, we are outsiders and we don't want to transgress any local customs, we would consider it to be a great boon and an honor if they would allow me to just spend a bit like a priest with a condemned man, spending a little bit of time consoling him, even if you fuck it whether he wants consoling or not. He's getting it. But you've got better manipulation than me.
Yes.
So you better do the talking.
Right. Okay. When you get to the barracks, there's immediately a guard on duty there, and he stops you and says, "Do you have business here at the barracks?"
Well, I'll explain what Oshian just explained. That we're from out of town. We saw what happened, but my associate here is a devout adherent of the Lady of Tears. I would like to administer to the condemned man on an occasion which may be potentially the end of his life.
He listens stony-faced, decides that it's above his pay grade, and makes a call to a colleague of his and says, "These 2 out-of-towners want to talk to Turan Batouche." He says, "Wait here." And you wait for maybe 20, almost half an hour. When I say half an hour, I mean an eighth of a watch or whatever. And eventually a message comes back and somebody takes you into the office of Turan Batouche. And Toran Matouche, let me tell you about him. What sort of lovely fellow is he?
Okay, again, I'm observing him with the same eye that I was observing the other fellow to try and see if I can spot anything untoward about his demeanor or his behavior.
Okay. Do you want to make an observation roll?
I'm happy to do that. Do I want to push this one, Tone?
Yeah, go on.
All right, I'm pushing then, Matt.
I'll take a darkness point.
Yeah. Okay, I got 2 successes on my reroll.
Right. What you observe is him observing you, taking your measure in just as you're taking his, and you find yourself wanting. He gives you a slight smile, recognizing effectively a fellow detective and interpreter of people when your eyes meet. But he has assessed you.
Okay.
Nothing. He's very polite when he greets you both. Nothing, untoward, as it were. But definitely, you have met your match in terms of his ability to be a judge of character.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I assume Tony doesn't know that, so I'll say that. As a newcomer here, I recognise that what we are here to request might be unusual. Or might be unwelcome by your traditions, and I was hoping to get a sense from how you greeted us as to whether you might be willing to accede to our request or not.
Okay. What language are you doing this in?
Well, I guess I only speak the common tongue, or whatever it is.
Zeni.
Zeni, yeah.
I've
got my universal translator there, of course.
Where are you from?
I'm originally I'm from Menkar, but I've lived most of my life on Coriolis Station.
He gives you a Menkari greeting that I'm sure you can speak Menkari as well as Zeni, with a smile, and it's a very polite and ornate greeting. But he praises the Lady of Tears. Or as we call her hereabouts, in fact, the Lady of Tar or the Lady of Fire. He says, and then he switches back to Zeni, which he's equally comfortable with, and turns to you. I have already been told that there are 2 new traders in the village. Can I assume that you are they?
It seems likely, yeah. We did meet Ilham Wasima earlier this afternoon, and he very generously invited us to breakfast with him and Basira al-Sharaf tomorrow.
And why are you seeing Basira al-Sharaf?
Our intention is to establish a long, mutually beneficial trading relationship. To do that, we want to get to know the people of the.
We felt it was most respectful to approach the leader of the settlement in the first instance and present ourselves.
You weren't persuaded to do that by the captain of the barge that brought you here.
He did advise us, in fact, that might be the best person to talk to.
He chuckled,
suggesting that he.
Is he giving us a miss?
And he didn't mention me at all. He says his eyes.
No, I'm afraid he didn't.
Well, I don't want to say that marks you out as an easy mark from which I can negotiate an incredibly good deal for us. Let me put that to one side and treat you simply as I find you. But no, it is me.
Trusting people in a new land.
We clearly means we can be trusted.
Yeah, my role, my day job, as it were, because we don't have to deal with murderers all that often. So my day job is to be the shall we say, the liaison between the Aowen cartel and also the consortium. And I'm assuming if you are coming here, you are looking to create a third trade route, obviously avoiding those two august bodies. May the icons bless them. Can I ask, or would it be premature of me to ask, which faction you may represent?
We represent ourselves. We're not here on representing any particular faction.
I'm not saying this, but we could say we represent the Astaban. But I'm not doing that. I just thought it was quite funny to say it.
If you thought that, he glances at you.
No. You're not allowed to make a roll for something that I think in as a player rather than a character.
But I'm saying if you had thought that in character, you may have seen a little flicker of his eyes towards you.
You are such a bastard, GM, Matt. You really are.
He says, well, it's very unusual not to have backing. We are quite a profitable business. We're talking now in size of bulk. I suggest that things seem to be moving. People think we're so out of the way here on Ordana, but I understand that the Free League are looking to sever their connections with the consortium. They, of course, will be needing, shall we say, channels, entrepreneurs such as your good self, to help oil the wheels of trade, and maybe we can talk on that basis.
I think that's entirely reasonable.
Yeah, we're very much open to discussions.
We are free traders. We are not tied to the consortium. As such, I mean, we're not tied to the Free League, but as such, we are closer to the Free League than we are to the consortium.
Well, don't say that too loudly here, as the consortium are our main customers, you understand. Very friendly. But he says that if we have that understanding, we need not mention it again. But to business, you did not come here to talk trade, and I'm sure it would be, again, rude of me to take advantage of you after you'd had your river journey here. Let us talk trade maybe tomorrow. I'm busy in the morning, as you might imagine. But right now, your colleague wants to take the blessings of the Lady of Fire to our poor prisoner here.
If I may, I feel that the poor fellow may need the Lady of Tears' help to take him through this next passage of his life, as long or as short as it may be. And if you are willing, I would be
of course
grateful.
I'm willing. The announcement is made. All those who wish to make peace with him or settle debts with him have this night to do so. They will not see him after tomorrow morning. And he calls another one of his home guard and escorts just you, he says, or and he looks to you, Yaqub. Are you wanting to go with them, or is it just Oshian who's going to the cell?
I think it's just Oshian.
Very well. Now we have some excellent rice wine here. Let me get a bottle of that while Oshian does his service.
Yeah, you can pump him thoroughly for information, Tone.
Takes you out, and he opens a drawer. Policemen all keep their alcohol in the bottom drawer of their desk. And he gets up there and a couple of slightly dirty glasses, puts two on the table in front of you and pours up. Now we're cut to what are we doing? We're 10 minutes away. That sounds like a good place. Okay. Yeah, we cut to the cell, and there is a rather timid man who looks up at you with questions in his eyes. He knows his fate, and he is sort of, startled by everybody that comes into his cell. But he looks you up and down. He's a big man, you could quite imagine him as a thug who might have robbed somebody and simply backhanded them and killed them in a way that he hadn't intended to do.
Yeah.
But as soon as he sees you're not a guard, he kind of squares up and fills out a bit more and looks a bit braver than he was when you first went into the
I am coming stacked with guns, you know.
Yeah, but no, but you're a man. It's this kind of defensive maneuver that he
right, okay. My friend, I understand your predicament, and if you are willing, I would like to pray with you for a moment and bring the blessings of the Lady of Tears to you in your next chapter in your life, as hard and harsh as that may be.
He says, I'm not going to die. I'm simply being banished.
You're being banished to a place that is harsh and hard, as I understand it, and
you called the Valley of Death.
A landscape I walked to come here.
Where did he come from?
And he explains that he's of one of the three tribes, which I maybe will roll randomly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 or 2. Oh, that's a 5.
So I don't really give a shit about this guy. I am just doing this to buy Tony time to talk to Matthew.
Okay. He might be giving you some useful information. So listen to him.
So he's of the tribe of Lel. So he was hoping for better treatment from the judge, but bang to rights. He's got it, but he doesn't think he's going to die. He'll pray with you, of course, but he doesn't think he's going to die.
Do you have a destination that you are heading to? Why are you so confident that you can survive in this wasteland when prior to this you've just passed through it?
Well, I plan to pass through it as quickly as I can back to Aoin.
Right. Is that where you walked here from in the first place?
No, we came from the plains. We're nomadic tribes, the tribes of Meng.
And did you come with supplies and equipment to get you through that, or did you just walk?
Oh yes, and we came together. But I'm a tough man.
I'm sure you are.
You sense, I mean, you sense that a lot of what he's saying is bravado.
Yeah.
But he thinks he's going to survive.
But as the toughest man in the entire horizon would be even tougher with the blessing and the support of the Lady of Tears.
He's not refusing the blessing and support of the Lady of Tears.
Right. Okay.
No, prayer of the icons is good, although maybe he'd prefer a different icon, one that dealt more with the living than the dead, but he'll take what he can get. Well, shall we cut back to you then, Dave, for
Tony?
Tony?
Yep. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I say now I'm just gonna, say that for this difficult part of your next journey, the Lady of Tears, should your journey end badly, she will ensure that the bad end of your journey will be as smooth and pass you through to the next life in the easiest way possible.
He thanks you for it. Tony, what do you want to say to the?
Well, I think
I'll tell you what. I am going to get you to make a manipulation roll straight off, contested manipulation roll with him. Given that we're down to 5 minutes, and we will decide who basically wins this conversation.
How many times have I heard you go?
Okay, that's not brilliant, really. Still, but there we go. 6. Well, 1 6.
1 6. You're not pushing it.
I have pushed it. That's after I've pushed it.
Oh, I'll take the extra. Thank you very much.
What's your latest prayer to, Tone? Do you get any bonus dice?
No, my latest prayer was probably to the merchant,
which is this one. So, did you get the extra die?
No, I didn't.
Is the merchant manipulate? It is. It is manipulate. Yeah.
Okay, I do keep forgetting that.
So you get 2 extra dice in turn.
I've got 2 successes in that case.
How handy. I just want to point out that I have 12, 16 darkness points. Yeah, okay. You have 2 successes, and you know that you are a Padawan to his master of negotiation. This is just an exchange of views. But you feel he's got more out of the conversation out of you than you have out of him.
Yeah, I'm probably just trying to stick to small talk at this point. I'll ask him about the crime and about how common it is for.
Yeah, no, so he's quite happy to explain that that there isn't actually all that much crime, which is why he's only sort of part-time here as a home guard. The home guard are kind of full-timers, he says you will see them around a lot. We keep this place very secure, in a plain full of scavengers and hungry people. We are prosperous, and a prosperous place is a target. So do not fear the home guard if you see them around.
No, we do not. Our dealings with them so far, they've been most courteous and helpful to us.
It is good. I shall, it's what our service level agreement says.
SLAs and MOUs. Oh, yeah. Just need a good business case and then everyone's happy.
We are, of course, here to serve, not to enforce the law. But to serve and protect the people of the village of Cachi.
Share and enjoy the people.
And he seems to be very pleasant. He asks you where you've come from.
Well, immediately we came from Mos Eisley, but previously we came from Kerr, which is a Coriolis station where we live.
Excellent. Which obviously he explains that Odicon. No, where are we now? We're not Odicon.
Ordana. Yeah.
Has become a new trade route now. He seems to know quite a lot of the sort of current affairs that's gone on the bulletin. He's aware of the Order of the Pariah having blocked off the Awaz trade route, and the increasing tensions between the Order and the Council on Coriolis. He's even aware of the attack on the Samaritans at Coriolis. He says, were you involved in that?
Attack on the Samaritans? No.
Yeah, I feel I've seen your companion's face somewhere before on some making accusations against the Samaritans before the rest of the population tried to do it. But maybe it's just my poor memory playing tricks on me. I could have sworn I've seen you both on the bulletin, but or at least your companion. I'm sure I've seen him. It says, but
I'm not sure what that.
You've not been. You're not celebrities of any sort. Oh, what is your reputation?
5.
5. I will roll 5 dice and just see whether actually he does know who you are. Oh. We're
so fucking shit as undercover operatives, aren't we? It's just ridiculous.
He says, I know where I've seen you. I have seen you in the embrace of Captain Kassar.
Yes, that's a little bit embarrassing. You shouldn't necessarily take everything you see on the bulletin at face value.
Yes, it was a splendid part of Heroes of the Horizon you were. That's what I remember now. I remember Heroes of the Horizon.
So we heard.
And it's 9:59. So I think that pleasant conversation is where we shall draw this session to a close. We are, Dave, you and I, next week will have come back from Birmingham. Are we ready to play?
Not next week. It's the week
That's
after.
2 weeks, isn't it?
Yes. Next week, we will not have come back from Birmingham.
No.
And the week after, we're going to miss out anyway, aren't we?
Because I'm away the week after.
Because you're away, yes.
Yeah.
But next
Right,
week.
so we are going to be here next week.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good to me. Cheers, Bruce. I would like to say that Oshian and Yaqub being these operatives is a bit like Ant and Dec working for the CIA or something.
Well, it's a bit like James Bond. Basically, he goes up to every bad guy he meets and says, "Yeah, my name's James Bond."
And they go, "Oh yeah, I've heard about you."
I rather like that trailer from the new film where he goes, "It's Bond," and just nobody knows anything. And he goes, "James Bond."
I haven't seen that yet. I have to look that up.
No, I haven't seen that yet.
I also like the fact that in the comments, whenever anyone turns up who wasn't there at the start, the first thing they always say is, "Oh, have I missed a full auto?"
I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. As soon as I get the chance, I'll go full auto. Don't worry. All this bloody talking to people, it's just really boring.
Yeah, should we just
well, you may get a chance to do that next week. It depends what path you take.
Well, we're not really getting very far, are we, in terms of investigating the Nazarene sacrifice?
No, especially.
Well, you've met two of them.
Yeah, but we've learned nothing.
We've learned nothing.
No, by this bloke's stats, you were going to learn very little of him.
Other than they've got better stats than us. So if that goes across the board, then we might be getting killed in this place.
I would also remind you that you haven't looked at the message you got on your tabula, but we'll leave that for next week.
Oh, yes.
Okay, as soon as we leave here, let's look at the message on the tabula.
I probably have looked, only because I forgot. I probably would have looked at that in between because...
Right,
that came in when we were talking to...
You were distracted by the court case, so
you were distracted.
I think you were genuinely distracted. That is sitting there on your tabula, quietly beeping away with a little green LED or something on the very edge.
First thing next time, I think that is.
Yeah.
Just remember it.
I've written it down. I'll remember it.
Will Lodson says, "This is entertaining table time."
Cheers, Will.
You don't have to go full auto. Thank you, Will. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to quit now. Let's say goodbye.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you next week. Bye.